Science says bears or monkeys can stand on 2 legs. That is instinct. But the pelvic structure of dogs, goats, or cats is absolutely not designed for that. So why tonight do we have 13 pieces of evidence showing them walking exactly like humans? You will see vertebrae being twisted steps that are awkward yet calculated. They are not standing to reach fruit or to scout. They are standing to practice being human. And that distortion in their gait is exactly what makes your brain scream, "That is not an animal." Check where your pet is right now. If it's staring at you from a dark corner, do not turn your back on it. Comment "human" if you believe we are the only species walking on 2 legs in this house. The Pale Crawler Ghost. Opening. File number 40 is footage from a doorbell camera in the quiet suburbs of Toledo, Ohio. At 3 a.m., while the entire neighborhood slept, the motion sensor was triggered by something not of this world. Look closely at the creature crawling along the concrete walkway. It possesses a half-human, half-beast physique in the worst possible way. A naked body with pale, sickly skin like a waterlogged corpse, wrapping tightly around a skeletal frame so gaunt that every vertebra is visible. Its bald, shiny head is bowed low, while its irrationally elongated limbs move rhythmically across the ground. This is not the gait of a dog or a bear. The structure of its shoulder blades and hips is entirely human, yet twisted and deformed to facilitate quadrupedal movement. Look at its fingers, long, slender, and splayed out like hydraulic pincers gripping the pavement. The most terrifying moment is when it approaches the lens. Its face has no nose, only 2 pitch-black hollow sockets like bottomless pits staring right at you. It knows the camera is there. It knows you are watching. This is the Pale Crawler of urban legend. Is it trying to find a way in, or is it simply checking to see if the prey inside is fast asleep? Domestic dog stands up and walks on 2 legs. Backyard security footage from an American family captured a moment where reality seemed to glitch. Initially, everything appears normal. A dog, appearing to be a Doberman or Rottweiler mix, is sniffing the grass, going about its nightly routine. Suddenly, it stops. There is no warning sign, no strange noise to provoke it. It simply stands up. Look closely at this posture. This is not a dog jumping up to catch a moth or peer over a fence. It stands perfectly erect, hind legs straightened to bear weight, while its front paws hang loosely or curl slightly by its sides in a terrifyingly relaxed manner. The pelvic structure of a canine does not allow them to maintain such static balance for more than a few seconds. But this creature is different. It begins to walk. The steps are steady, rhythmic, and arrogant, like a man taking a stroll in his own garden. The long shadow cast on the grass betrays its true form. A humanoid silhouette, not a beast. Is this a skinwalker that has just possessed the animal and hasn't yet adjusted to quadrupedal movement? Or did it think that under the cover of night no one was watching, so it lowered its guard to stretch its true limbs? The moment it turns its head toward the house, it doesn't look with the eyes of a dog. It looks with the awareness of an intruder already inside. The Gatekeeper of Hell. The Abandoned House Standoff. This heart-stopping footage was recorded by a group of ghost hunters who accidentally cornered a monster. In a dilapidated room, their guard dog, a pit bull or mastiff mix wearing a large, spiked collar, is frantically lunging toward the shadows. But what steps out of that darkness is no ordinary animal. Look at the pitch-black creature confronting the dog. It has a quadrupedal form, but its anatomy is completely wrong. Its body is skeletally gaunt, with smooth, hairless, dark gray skin and limbs that are grotesquely elongated like spider legs. The most terrifying feature is its face. When it opens its mouth to threaten, its jaw seems to split the skull, unhinging to an impossible 180-degree angle, revealing a red maw and needle-sharp teeth. Its eyes are glowing, reflective, soulless, and full of killing intent. Although the domestic dog is ferocious against this towering and monstrous entity, it looks tiny and vulnerable. Is this a ghoul dwelling in desolation, or a failed genetic mutation left to rot? Its growl resembles no beast on Earth. It is the sound of eternal hunger. Farm glitch, the humanoid goat. This video is storming social media, recorded by a farmer at an American ranch while checking the pens at night. Amidst the engulfing darkness, his flashlight beam swept across a white creature standing tall. It is a young goat, but its posture is a blasphemy against nature. It is not standing on four legs. It stands perfectly upright on its hind legs, spine completely straightened, showing no signs of imbalance or trembling. Even more terrifying are the front limbs. Instead of curling up against the chest as animals usually do when rearing up, its front legs hang loosely along its body, straight and lifeless, exactly like the arms of a human standing at attention. Look at that face. The pitch-black eyes, unnaturally large, stare unblinkingly and pierce deep into the lens. It does not blink. It does not fear the light. Its mouth seems to curl into a cryptic smirk, creating a potent, uncanny valley effect. Many claim this is a product of AI or a taxidermy prop placed there for views because it looks too fake, like a glitched NPC in a video game. But if this is a living creature, what is it rehearsing for? Is it waiting for the right moment to walk on two legs and blend into our world? The demon in the hallway. A group of amateur ghost hunters broke into an abandoned house hoping to capture energy orbs or EVPs. But what they found at the end of that dark hallway was far more terrifying than any invisible spirit. Under the trembling flashlight beam sweeping across the white wall, a pitch-black, massive shadow appeared, blocking the path. Look closely at its form. This is a creature standing upright on two legs, possessing a hulking physique, covered in thick, long black fur that hangs down like a pagan cloak. The most haunting detail is the head. It lacks a human face, featuring instead the skull structure of a goat, with horns curving backward, characteristic of a ram, or the Baphomet figure in demonology. The shadow cast on the wall reveals a chilling stillness. It does not flinch at the light. Logic would scream that this is a prank, some guy in a furry suit or Halloween costume scaring intruders. But look at the explorer's reaction. That sheer panic is not acting. If this is indeed a costume, the person wearing it is gambling with their life. But if not, if that fur is real, then the fact that this video was published is a miracle, or the camera was found by police next to bodies that were no longer intact. The return of the Black Phillip. This shaky footage was hastily recorded by a passerby at a poultry farm in the suburbs. The setting is a dilapidated, dirty coop where chickens are pecking for food, but the center of attention is the jet-black creature in the middle of the frame. It is a large black goat, and it is not grazing. It is standing upright on its hind legs with a stability that is biologically irrational. Look at how it walks. There is no stumbling, no awkwardness. It strides across the muddy ground, its front legs hanging loose or swaying slightly with the rhythm of its movement, mimicking the gait of a drunken man or an old elder inspecting his property. This image instantly evokes Black Phillip from the horror movie The Witch, the embodiment of Satan in goat form. The most terrifying part happens at the end of the clip. This animal isn't just standing, it has a purpose. It calmly walks over and disappears through the doorway of the small shack inside the pen. What is it doing in there? Hiding from the sun or performing a ritual that humans are not meant to see? Look at the chickens around it. They aren't panicked. Have they become accustomed to the true master of this coop walking on two legs? In folklore, black goats are often vessels for demons, And watching this tape, I believe that legend isn't entirely fiction. The food thief, chupacabra, or skinwalker. The next infrared footage was recorded in the backyard of a home in suburban Santa Fe, New Mexico. The homeowner had left a basket of old bread on the porch, and the camera caught an unexpected thief. This is no wolf or fox. Look at its body structure. The creature is almost entirely hairless, exposing smooth skin and a skeletal frame so gaunt you can count every rib. Its upper body is grotesquely developed with broad shoulders and two long, muscular arms completely distinct from the front limb structure of a canine. The most haunting part is how it eats. It doesn't bury its snout in the basket, it uses hands. Look at those long, spindly fingers picking up the bread and bringing it to its mouth to bite proficiently like a human. Its glowing eyes dart around with intense alertness. And here is the heart-stopping detail inside that basket a cat is sleeping. As the creature reaches in for the bread, it accidentally brushes against the cat. Instead of attacking this small prey out of predatory instinct, it simply nudges it aside and continues to ravenously devour the bread. Why would a monster ignore fresh meat for carbs? Or is this a starving skinwalker wearing an animal skin but retaining human dietary habits? The moment it gets spooked and flees it, bounds away on its hind legs with terrifying speed, leaving pure dread for anyone reviewing the tape. The transformation of the hellhound. Coming up next, a man living in Louisville, Kentucky recorded this terrifying footage. After hearing a strange growl coming from the living room, he walked out with his phone and witnessed his pet transforming into something entirely alien. Look at the dog, appearing to be a German shepherd, standing looming on the table, claiming a position higher than its master. The most terrifying aspect is not the posture but the eyes. They are not reflecting the flash. They are self-illuminating. A glowing intense red like two burning coals pulled from the fires of hell, staring into the lens with unconcealed hostility. Accompanying this is an abnormal physical condition. Saliva isn't dripping. It is flowing in thick, viscous streams hanging in midair. This is not a sign of rabies, which is usually accompanied by chaotic twitching. This animal is perfectly still. It is salivating because of hunger. Many believe this is a sign of demonic possession or the manifestation of a hellhound. The soul of the loyal dog has been pushed back, making way for a malevolent entity using that body to threaten the owner. If you see these glowing red eyes in the night, the only advice is never look back. The soul caller in the cemetery, the bipedal black cat. Amidst the cold tombstones of an unnamed cemetery in the U.S., a group of urban explorers accidentally interrupted a ritual that should never have been witnessed. What they found was not a ghost, but a living creature breaking every law of physics. It is a pitch black cat, but it has abandoned the movement of its ancestors. Look at the creature standing on the gravel path. It stands completely upright on its hind legs, its spine unnaturally straight like a child in an animal costume. Its front paws do not hang loose. Instead, they are curled and held up against its chest digits, clenched together, mimicking the posture of a person praying or a boxer in a defensive stance. The true horror lies in the sound. As the animal walks awkwardly on two legs, it tilts its head back and screams. That is not a meow for food. Its face's contorted mouth stretched wide, emitting agonizing, guttural sounds, resembling the wailing of a widow at her husband's grave. Its eyes glow piercingly in the night, staring into the void. Is it seeing things we cannot? Or is this a lost soul trying to possess the cat's body to practice walking and speaking once more? Watching it stand with legs splayed defiantly in the realm of the dead, I believe this is no pet. This is a messenger. The coop thief. Infrared footage from a remote farm has captured the most vivid evidence that the dogman is not just a myth. The intruder lurking beside the chicken coop is neither fox nor weasel. Look at this pale, naked creature. Its body structure is an anatomical nightmare, slick skin reflecting the light, grotesquely elongated limbs and hands as dexterous as a primate's. The moment it reaches in to grab the prey, the farm's brave guard dog rushes out to attack. But this is when despair sets in. Instead of fleeing on all fours like any wild beast would when discovered, the creature calmly stands up straight. Look at that arrogant posture. It towers on its hind legs, clutching the chicken with one arm, while the other casually swats away the dog's snap like an adult shooing away an annoying child. The disparity is brutal. The dog is completely helpless against an enemy with such stature and human-like hand-to-hand combat capability. Seeing that dog-like head attached to a humanoid body, we are forced to admit there are things in the dark that even your most loyal guardian cannot protect you from. The giant at the sheep pen. We often fear what hides in the shadows. But what happens when the monster doesn't bother to hide? When it steps right into the floodlights, massive, looming, and defying all natural laws right in front of the guardians. At a remote sheep farm, security cameras allegedly captured the arrival of an uninvited guest, a creature stepping straight out of humanity's most primal nightmares. Look at the towering figure blocking the entrance. This is no bear or wolf. It is a giant standing upright on two legs, towering over the wooden fence, its entire body encased in thick, matted fur like natural armor. Muscles ripple beneath the hair, and its oversized arms rest casually on the gate, facing the pack of hunting dogs without a shred of fear. The creature's face bears haunting features that hybridize man and beast, a low forehead, protruding jaw, and deep-set eyes instantly evoking the legend of the Sasquatch Bigfoot. However, there is an uncanny feeling that crawls up the spine when viewing these images. Not out of fear, but because it looks too perfect. The lighting in the frame is too artistically sculpted for a standard infrared surveillance camera. The creature's fur appears too smooth and uniform, and the dog's reaction while barking lacks the frantic hysteria usually seen when facing an apex predator. Is this shocking evidence of a wild man? Or are we being fooled by a product of AI algorithms that are getting better at painting human fears? In this age, sometimes the scariest monster doesn't live in the woods, but inside a computer. The kidnapper in the night. From the top of the fence, a pale, gaunt creature with grotesquely long limbs suddenly climbs over. It is neither a burglar nor a wild animal. It perfectly fits the description of the rake, or a pale crawler, entities known to lurk in deep forests. The attack happens faster than the naked eye can track. The creature plunges into the yard, and while the brave dog rushes in to defend its territory, the monster is faster. Its target is not the dog, it is targeting the panicked cat. Look at its terrifying strength. With just one hand, it snatches the cat and lifts it into the air while maintaining balance on those spindly alien legs. And before the dog can land another bite, the monster leaps back over the 6-foot fence with effortless ease. Many viewers claim the creature's movement is too fluid, looking like CGI. But look at the dog's despair as it watches the kidnapper escape. If this is real, then no wall is high enough to stop them from getting to your pets. The Skinwalker's accident. Security footage from a quiet neighborhood captured a bizarre moment where horror mixes with a touch of dark humor. A domestic dog is barking incessantly at a roadside tree canopy where a creature is trying to hide. Look closely at the creature clinging to the fragile branch. It has a humanoid shape but moves like an ape. Its entire body is naked, glowing under the infrared light, and its grotesquely long limbs are struggling to find purchase. The notable thing is how it maintains balance. It doesn't sit securely like a cat or squirrel. It hangs suspended using its hands and feet to hook onto the branch, clumsily, fumbling, like someone trying to get used to a new body. And then, the inevitable happens. The branch snaps. The creature falls to the ground, but instantly it springs up on its hind legs. The moment it lands and flees happens in a split second, but it's enough for us to clearly see its abnormally tall stature compared to the dog. Is this a young skinwalker learning to climb and getting caught, or an alien entity hiding from pursuit? Either way, that fall surely hurt, but the fear it left behind for this neighborhood will last much longer. The last 13 recordings leave behind a chilling question. Why do they want to stand up? There is a theory that entities like skinwalkers or mimics are in a process of learning. They observe us daily, mimicking our gait and speech to gradually blend into human society unnoticed. Today, they can only stand for a few seconds, but tomorrow they might be sitting at the dinner table with you. Do not place absolute trust in anything with fur and 4 legs tonight. If you found this video haunting, leave a like to warn others and subscribe so I can keep updating the files on these mutations. See you in the next file, if we are all still human.